Hi friends, Dean here with Escape to Gaming. Today I want to do a video response to my good friend Jeremy over at Asian Sleepy. I'll have a link to his fantastic channel down below. He's got one of the largest video game collections I know of, someone personally that I know that I'm good friends with. I think he has a complete North American original Xbox set, like almost every PS2 game, PS1 game, Xbox 360 games, PlayStation 3. He's got just an enormous collection. Not so much that, but he's someone that really knows about the games and has played them and plays a lot of them and really is very knowledgeable. I enjoy his background and knowledge about the games and different variants of the games, and he's been a tremendous help in helping me work in my own video game collection, which I'm so pleased. So he just did a thing a week ago. I was going to do this a week ago, and with my new job and everything, I had a lot of problems with my truck. I had to get a flat tire and had to have that fixed, and the oil change and everything before last weekend. So the whole day was just kind of wiped out Saturday, and then Sunday I had to prepare all my equipment and clean it and go through and do inventory to make sure everything was loaded up in my truck ready to go. So I just didn't have time. So sorry, Jeremy. I have to do the video this weekend instead. I'm doing this on a Sunday. And he did a great, he had an interesting thing where he wanted to talk about what are your collection goals for the year? What do you have in mind for the year ahead? And I thought it was a great idea. I said, wow, I really want to do a VR to this because it's something that I've been thinking a lot about. Now that I'm working and the work has been going well, the morale is really good, the money's great, I'll be able to catch up with my finances in no time at all, just a few months, and I could easily probably finish this collection. My friend Jeremy's going to help me with a lot of the 6th and 7th gen games, and I'm going to go through and list the games that I have left to get. Some of these I could go either way with. Some of them I put a little asterisk by, which means it's something I'm really hell-bent to get if I can. So we'll see. But I'm going to start off with the PlayStation 1 games and go through here. I'll just read them off. I wish I had the time to edit and put little videos and pictures with each thing, but it's not going to be possible with the limited time that I have. I'm kind of pushing it to get this video out, but it's a great concept, and I wanted to do it before the weekend's over. So the first one for the PlayStation 1 games, I've got T2. It's a Terminator 2 game, which I actually had at one time and really enjoyed it. The X-Files game, another one which I've never had but always wanted. I've heard great things about it. Rallycross, which I did have. Rallycross 2, which I also had. I'd like to get those very much. Rage Racer, which I put a little asterisk by. That's one that that's kind of a holy grail. That was my favorite of the Ridge Racer series, even more than the R4 one, as good as that is. Medal of Honor Underground, I already have the first one. Vigilante 8-2, I think it's the Second Offense, I think it's called. That's a great one. I had that as well. I'm missing that one. Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed is the only game in the series I don't have that I know of that's for a console, and I've never played it, surprisingly, so I would like to get that one. GTA and GTA 2, both games I've never played. I would like to have those. Burning Road is a really kind of a cheesy arcade racer, but it's amazingly fun. As cheesy and rudimentary as the graphics are, I loved it. And it had this kind of an English woman's narration. She'd say, Burning Road, every time the little title screen came up, and I just got a big chuckle every time I heard that. Quake 2, which I've never played. Now, ideally, it'd be great to play it on the PC, but I'd just be happy to have it for the console. I'd be thrilled to play it on the PlayStation 1, so I really want that. I put a little asterisk by that one. I also have an asterisk by Die Hard Trilogy 2. I have the first one, but I've never played the second one, so I'm really anxious to get that. Motorhead, I'm going to research more about that. I remember seeing a video, and it looked good, so I wrote that one down. Final Doom, which I have just the disc, but it's just in like a plain jewel case. I'd like to get the etch. I love the box on it. I think it has like an embossed black and yellow box. It looks really cool. I would like to at least get the box for that, if not get the whole game again. Test Drive 6, the only test drive I'm missing for the PlayStation 1 collection. I don't think I've played it either. I had and have played all of the other ones prior to that on the PlayStation 1. Reloaded, I do have Loaded. I wouldn't mind getting Loaded, the tall box version of that as well. I just have a regular jewel case version, like a greatest hits, but that's fine. Wing Commander 4, wow, what a great game. I love that game so much. That was one I loved playing, back in the mid-90s. I think it has Mark Hamill and other great voice actors in it. It looks like a great game. Lots of really cool, like the real-life animation, videos in it. Descent, I've never played. It looks really good. I think there's a tall box one of that I wouldn't mind having. In the Hunt is a major holy grail for me. Now, amazingly, my friend Steve Baker says that the tall box one's actually cheaper than the small jewel case version, which I guess is a more limited production number. So I would love to have that. It's really a cool, kind of like a, what's the word? Like that not Metal Gear, what's it called? I had the games in the series. It'll come to me later. It's a great game anyway. It's like a submarine game. It's like a spaceship shooter, but with submarines. Very cool. I love the graphics in it. I've never played it. I'm shocked. If I had known about that, my God, I would have bought it. But that's a good example. Back then, if my video store didn't have it in the 90s, I just didn't know about it, and I didn't have it. The first Doom, a tall box would be nice to have. Fade to Black, I don't know if there's a tall box for that. That looks good. DEFCON 5. Some of these I have little question marks by. They look good, but we'll see. If I can afford them, they aren't too expensive, I'll probably get them. The first Ridge Racer, just to have it in the tall box, where I did buy it brand new in the tall box, would be nice to have. Wing Commander 3, I'd like to also have that one. Wipeout, amazingly, I never had it. I think I played a demo disc with it, and that was it. I'd like to get the tall box of that for sure. Shockwave Assault. Now, I had the disc, but I'm missing the box and manual. I'd love to have that. It was such a fun game. I really enjoyed that one quite a bit. Psychic Detective, which is kind of an expensive 3DO game, and I was thrilled to discover that it's also for the PlayStation 1, so I'd like to get Psychic Detective in the tall box if I could. God knows what they probably want $100 for it or more. I think it's an expensive game. Road Rash, I already have the small jewel case, but I'd love to have the tall box of that as I had it back in the day. It was one of my favorite games. I've been playing that one a lot lately out in my garage. It's so much fun. And Total Eclipse, which is a really cool spaceship type game, which I'd love to have. So that's it for the PS1 games. It's a pretty stout list. Some of those, there might be maybe 10 of them I have an asterisk by. The rest of them I can take or leave, probably. And then I get into original Xbox games. I don't have many left. I've got most of the ones I want. I've got Spy vs. Spy, which I've never played. It looks good. State of Emergency, another one amazingly I've never played. Atari Anthology, I'd love to have that. I think it's kind of pricey, but I'm going to see if I can get that one. World War II Combat Iwo Jima. I do have the Road to Berlin, and there's another one, 121 Task Force or something. I have that one as well. Aliens versus Predator Extinction. All of these, by the way, I have an asterisk by, so I'm pretty, I guess, determined to find them and get them this year if I can. Alien versus Predator Extinction, kind of a top-down, real-time strategy game. I've never seen it. I'm shocked that another one slipped through the cracks. It looks really good. Winback 2 Project Poseidon. I recently discovered that, saw some videos on it. It looks really intriguing. I think I'd like to have that one. NASCAR 2007 by EA, the last NASCAR game for 6th Gen that I'd like to get. And the Forza 2 Collector's Edition, or the Limited Edition, which I think had more cars in it. But I'd love to get the... wait a minute, was that a... No, wait, that's Forza 2 Collector's Edition. No, I'm thinking of Forza 2. Maybe there was a limited edition for that. Forza 2 Collector's Edition is actually an Xbox 360 game, which I'm looking to get. I think I accidentally wrote it on my Xbox list. So it's not too many for the original Xbox. I'm so close now. It's a shame. I did a 90-minute video, and I've got them right here. In fact, I don't have my table here because they're just stacked everywhere in categories. And when I have the time the next few weeks, I got to work next weekend, unfortunately, so I won't be able to do it for a couple weeks, but I'm going to be doing my original Xbox collection real soon. I'm really excited about that. Now, for Xbox 360 games, not a whole lot, but a few. Jurassic Park, the Telltale Games one, looks good. I've always wanted to play that, never played it. Splatterhouse looks great. Another one I never played, but I love the graphics and the gore, and it looks very cool. Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, never played, but it looks interesting. Lord of the Rings Conquest, I already have War in the North. Ace Combat 6, I'd love to have. Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. That's the only Dead Rising one that I'm missing for the 7th gen. The Hitman Trilogy. Now, I have it here, and I also have it on my PS3 list. So I could take or leave either one. I kind of would like it for the PlayStation 3 in a way because I like their trilogies. They're really well done. I like their boxes. The game Nailed, which I do have for the PlayStation 3, but I originally played it on the Xbox 360, and I think that might be a better version of it. I could take or leave that one. The game Monopoly, I've never played, but it looks really good. And Monopoly Streets, I have an asterisk by both of those. Halo Reach, Halo 1 Remastered, I would like to have for my Halo collection. And the last one is Turning Point Limited Edition Steelbook, which is not the greatest game, kind of clunky, but I love the concept. Kind of a Wolfenstein concept, and I've been playing it. I'm about halfway into it. I played it kind of maybe 4 or 5 months ago and was really enjoying it. It was surprisingly quite good. PlayStation 3, very few left to get. Again, I got the Hitman Trilogy, which I have here. Ski-Doo Snowmobile Challenge looks really good. I'd love to have that. I have a lot of snowmobile games for the 6th gen. It's I never know how to pronounce this. It's Deus Ex Human Revolution's Director's Cut. Now, initially I bought it for the Xbox 360, and I do have the augmented edition. But apparently you can't install it from the 360, so I thought I'd get maybe the PlayStation 3 one. I don't know if that installs either, frankly. I've heard that you really don't install your PS3 games. They spin off the disc. I don't know how that works, but I want to research more about that. But I would like to have that. And Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. That's really it. I mean, I've got virtually all the PlayStation 3 games I want. Most of those I chose Xbox 360 ports when possible. PlayStation 2 games, I got a few left. I got a lot of them crossed off here, but I've got a few left. Jet X2O looks really good, kind of like a jet ski game. Star Trek Encounters. I used to have that, my God, back in like 2007 or 8. I think I got that game and loved it. I'd like to get that back in my collection. Metal Slug. That's it. Metal Slug Anthology. That's what I was trying to think of with the In the Hunt. It's like the Metal Slug games. I had Metal Slug 4 and 5 for the original Xbox, and I think I have Metal Slug 3 off the PlayStation Store on my PS4, which is really a good game. I love that game. So much fun for an arcade-type game. Ridge Racer 5, I would like to get for PlayStation 2. Manhunt 2 I have, but I'm missing the manual. So I would like to either buy the whole game with the thing and I'll give my other one away or something. I just recently got another Twisted Metal Black that had the manual, and I gave my friend Steve Baker my other one without the manual. Let's see what else. Siphon Filter, Logan Shadow, the only one I'm missing. I have all the Siphon Filter games for the PlayStation 1 and 2 except for that one. Enthusia Professional Racing, I bought that the day it came out and really enjoyed it back in, I don't know, mid-2000s whenever it came out. Really a great game on the PlayStation 2. I really would like to have that back in my collection. Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts. I've never seen or played. I saw that recently at the store. I wrote it down and went home and researched. It looks good. I'd like to have that, as I do have most of the Call of Duty games. Rumble Racing looks fun. Look at kind of arcade-type racer. Stuntman game, and I've got an asterisk by that one. I had that back in the day and really enjoyed it. Would like to have that back in my collection. Route 66 Racing, which is a sequel to the 18-wheeler game, which was out on the GameCube and the PlayStation 2. That would be very cool to have. Sky Gunner, Airblade, X-Files Resist or Serve looks very good. Ghost Hunter and Firefighter FD18. The last 4 of those I saw off a Metal Jesus, Hidden Gems video. Took the time to research other reviews and gameplay videos, and they look really good. I said, those look good. I would like to have those. So that's it for the PlayStation 2. I do have, for the GameCube, I have kind of a list here. These are ones that look good to me, but I want to do more research, and I don't know that I'll get all of these, but I'm going to get as many as I can. Tube Slider looks really good. I'd love to have that one. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Now, I already have it for the PlayStation 2, and I have it digitally downloaded off the PlayStation Store for my PlayStation 4. But the GameCube version of the original hardware version is actually the best one. Their shadows and lighting are better than even the original Xbox version, which is amazing. So I'd like to get the Star Wars Bounty Hunter. I love the game. It's one of my favorite 6th gen Star Wars games. So I'd like to have that. Just to have that version, even though I have the Xbox version. Star Fox Assault looks really good. I'd like to get that one. Wave Race Blue Storm looks good. F-Zero GX, got to have that. I mean, some of these games are getting expensive. My God, I'm going to probably have to really bend over for some of these. The Geist game looks really good. I'd like to have that one. Blowout, kind of a 2D side-scroller. I'd like to have that. Metroid Prime, certainly. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes looks really good. Luigi's Mansion, of course. I mean, again, some of these games, I mean, are 40, 50, $100. I don't know. They're getting up there. That's why I've got to get them this year before the price is just out of control. Smuggler's Run, War Zones. I don't think that's like the second one on the PlayStation. I don't think. XG 111 Extreme G Racing looks really good. Pro Rally 2002. NASCAR Racing Craftsman Truck Series. The only way you can get that is on the GameCube. It looks really good. NASCAR Dirt to Daytona, another kind of exclusive for the GameCube. I'd love to have that one. Rampage Total Destruction looks like a lot of fun. And Crazy Taxi, which I used to have back in the day. I think I had the PlayStation 2 version of that. Now, what I do have is I have a kind of a brief, kind of a list of the Sega Genesis games, and I've got the Super NES games. Now, these are, again, the ones I kind of need to research more of them. I'm not saying I'm going to get all of these, but this is the list that I have so far. And you can tell me if any of these are, oh, Dean, these are must-have games. You really should get them. Choplifter 3, that I have played at a friend's house. I love that game. I've got to get, that's what, I have an asterisk by that one. Terminator 2, the arcade game, again, it looks really good. I think I played like a PlayStation version of it, but I would like to have that. The Hunt for Red October, that I did have and play back in the day. I loved that. I got an asterisk by that one. Super Star Wars, I'd like to get it even in the original box if I can. It's probably going to cost me a small fortune. Super Empire Strikes Back, same thing. Some of them I'd like to have in the box. The rest could be loose cartridges. I really don't care. Super Return of the Jedi, one of the hardest fucking games on the planet. I thought Super Star Wars was hard. My God, my friend Silverwings 21 just did a complete game through one night of that Super Star Wars. I skimmed through it and I go, my God, he beat it. I can't believe it. I never could beat it. I got to the second to the last level, the level right before the Death Star trench level. And I got stuck in one part. I could not beat it. To this day, it drives me crazy. Back then, I wouldn't put it on easy. I should have just put it on easy and try to get through it, but I wouldn't do it. And the Indiana Jones Greatest Adventures, it looks so good. Kind of like in keeping with the Star Wars games. To me, it's one of the best Super NES games. I've never played it, but look at the gameplay I've looked at. It's right up my alley. It's really tough, kind of like the Star Wars games. Doom Troopers looks good. Never played it, but it does look good. Nigel Mansell's Formula One. I think I have that for the Genesis, but I would like to get the Super NES version. Rock and Roll Racing looks good. And then Outlander, which I do have, but just a loose cartridge. I'd like to have that in the original box. It was my favorite Super NES game. Kind of a Mad Max game for the Super NES. That's not a whole lot. Those are attainable for that system. Now, the Sega Genesis, I have a lot more, and you can tell me if any of these are must-haves or on the pricey side. I don't know. I know some of them are kind of pricey. Judge Dredd, I think that's an expensive one. I'm not sure. I would like to get that one quite a bit. I really would love to have that. Pitfall: The Mayan Adventure looks very good. Ren and Stimpy's Invention, I've got to have that. I have all the Ren and Stimpy DVDs, including the lost episodes. I love that series. Soldiers of Fortune, love to have that one. Batman, Desert Strike, Jungle Strike, Urban Strike. Some of those I've played. I love that series. I love the Strike series. So good. True Lies looks great. That's another Arnie one I got to get. Dynamite Duke, Flashback, The Punisher. Maybe it was a Punisher. I think it was a very expensive game, if I'm correct. I'd love to have that. I know it's a lot of money, but it looks so good. I love The Punisher. It's one of the only comic book characters I like. In fact, they got a second season coming on Netflix soon, which I'm anxious to watch. I think in another week or so here. Road Rash 1, Road Rash 2. I think I have Road Rash. No, I have Road Rash 2, I think, already. Yeah, Road Rash 1 and Road Rash 3 I have here. Demolition Man, another one I'd like to have that looks really good. Beavis and Butthead. Primal Rage, one I had on the PlayStation 1, but I would like to have the Genesis version as well. Road Blasters, Zero Tolerance. Outrun 2019, hard driving, super hang-on, a fun bike game. Rambo 3, another one I'd love to have. It looks like such a fun game. Super Monaco Grand Prix, that looks really good. Rocket Knight Adventures, Batman and Robin, Two Crude Dudes, Fatal Fury 2, and Rock and Roll Racing. And then I also have the Dual Test Drive 2, which I believe I played and had on the Commodore 64. It was one of my favorite. I had all of the test drive games on the Commodore 64. They're so good. So, and that's it. And I have the box and the game of Outlander, but I'm missing the manual. I would like to get the manual for that as well as the Road Rash 2 box that goes with that if possible. So that's it for that. I have a list of strategy guides here. Some of them have asterisks, some don't. Red Dead Revolver, a strategy guide I had at one time. I kicked myself for not having it. Gun, another one I used to have, no longer have. Driver 3, another guide I had, I no longer have. Indiana Jones and the Temple of, or the Emperor's Treasure, or I can't remember which one. Whatever the Indiana Jones game is, I have an asterisk by that one. I had the PlayStation 2 version, and I had the strategy guide at one time. I'd really love to have that game back. That's one of my favorite games, is that Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. So good. Scarface, I have that one checked off. I recently got that one, thanks to my friend Jeremy. The Thing, I'd love to have the guide for that. Max Payne 1 and 2. I had both of those guides at one time. I'd like to get those back. Medal of Honor Rising Sun. Red Faction 1 and 2, I have asterisks by. Both of those I really want to get, and I used to have both of those guides back in the day. The Punisher, I think there's a guide for that. I certainly would like to have that one, as that is one of my favorite games. Star Wars Republic Commando, Star Wars Bounty Hunter, 2 great Star Wars games I'd like to have the guides for. These other ones I could take or leave, but they would be nice to have if I could find them. 007 Everything or Nothing, 007 Agent Under Fire, Urban Chaos, Reservoir Dogs, I have an asterisk by. That guide I used to have. It's actually a great underrated game. I'm surprised more gamers don't mention it in their Hidden Gems videos. I love that game. I have it for the original Xbox, and I'd like to get the guidebook for that, which I had, because there's some really hard strategies in some of that game. The game's not as easy as you might think it is, for it's kind of a squad-based tactical shooter. Men of Valor would be cool, a really good Vietnam game I have. I'd like to get the guidebook for that. Destroy All Humans 2, I do have the first guidebook for the first one, but I'm missing the second. Crackdown, the first Crackdown, I'd love to get a guidebook for that. SOCOM 1 and 2, I had the SOCOM 1 guidebook, which I no longer have. I'd like to at least get that one back. SOCOM 2 would be also very cool if I can find it. Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30, I used to have that guidebook. I'd like to get that one back. Brothers in Arms Bound in Blood, another one I used to have. I'd like to get the guidebook back for that. And then Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway, I think there's a guidebook for that. I never had that one, but I would like to have it. Midnight Club 3, I've got an asterisk by that one. That one's a really cool guide. Just kind of shows all the cars and upgrades and everything. That'd be a good one to have. And the Ghostbusters game would be fun to get a guidebook for. That's not too bad. And then the final thing I have is I have a thing of Xbox 360 DLC, because I'm afraid pretty soon they're going to kill the support for the Xbox 360. You're not going to be able to download a lot of these games. So some of these I want to get. Split Second, I have an asterisk by that. I want to get all the car packs. They have a high octane pack, Deadline, Survival at the Rock. Those are all like expansion packs I'd like to get. Red Faction Armageddon, I already got that one. Red Faction Gorilla Smasher Pack RT. I think I just got the remastered version, so I may not even get that. Grid 2, the Spa track, and then the Bathurst track. They're $10 each. I'd love to have those. That's a great game, and I love the tracks in it. It's so good. The game is like really underrated. Grid 2. It's so fucking good. Vigilante 8 Arcade, the high octane DLC, and you can get the entire game for $5. Well, I already have. I just recently bought the whole game off Xbox Live Arcade. I'm just missing the DLC pack. I Am Alive, I just recently bought several months ago. IL2 Stormvec Mission Pack is $10. Fear 2 Reborn DLC missions, $10. Fatal Inertia. You can get the whole game because I've never seen it in physical form. You can buy the whole game for $20. I may just get a digital version of it to have in my 500 gig hard drive. Birds of Steel, there's a couple plane packs and map packs for that. Quite a few. There's about $32 worth of DLC for that Birds of Steel. I love flying games, and it's a really good one, Birds of Steel. So I might just spend the $32 for that and get it while I can. Race Pro. There's a couple packs, extra expansion packs and muscle car packs and stuff for that I'm going to be getting. Look really good. And Need for Speed Shift, the Ferrari Racing Series. I thought I had that. It's $10 for it. I'll have to see if I have it. I might have already downloaded that one, but I would like to get that. And that's pretty much it. So that's my list of what I want this year. I honestly feel I can cross probably everything off that list. Maybe the strategy guides, I might just get a couple of them for right now because that could be expensive. Those guides, some of those guides are $30 to $50 each. Some of them are getting kind of up there. But I love the guidebooks. As a collector. That's it, though. It's a very attainable list. Here's like all my pages. I just have little notes and write little asterisks, by them. The ones I really want, I cross them off as I go along. I put a little check mark with a circle so that way I know that I already have it. And I'm going to go through and get all of these games if I can. And that's it. My goal is to wrap the collection up. I don't want to have like the biggest collection, just the games that I like and just the games I can kind of see myself playing that I missed back in the day that I'd like to get. It's really that simple. So thank you, Jeremy, for this fantastic topic. I really enjoyed doing a VR to this. If there's anything that you have in the way of holy grails that you're hell-bent to get in the next year or so, put them down in the comments. I'd like to hear, as well as if there's anything, Dean, I think you missed this game. You might want to check this out as a PS1 or Xbox or PlayStation 2 game because I love them and they're really good. They're hidden gems or whatever. I'd love to know. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and enjoy your games. I'll have a video as soon as I can, hopefully the next week or so. Just bear with me. Thanks again, and have fun, guys.